Hello, my friends. I'm Dr. Elena Malysheva. Today, we will talk about how simple food can give you health and energy even after the age of 50, 60, or even 80. Imagine a 90-year-old woman living in the center of Moscow. Every morning, she makes her own breakfast, walks in the VDNH park, reads Pushkin without glasses, and remembers all her plans. And next to her, another woman of the same age gets short of breath just climbing to the second floor. Another carries a bag full of pills. You might think that at such an age it's impossible to live without medicine, but that's not true. The secret is not in genetics or luck, but in what we put on our plate. Before we begin, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me. Thank you so much. Tell me in the comments where you're watching from and what time it is in your time zone. Now, let's begin our journey together. Today, I'll tell you about 5 simple foods that became a real discovery for me and have helped many of my friends live a full life, not just survive. These foods are not exotic. They are available to everyone, from Kaliningrad to Vladivostok. They don't require complex recipes, yet they work better than a shelf full of medicines. And most importantly, it's never too late to start. You'll be surprised to learn how simple berries, herbs, or porridge can bring back your youthful energy. Let's start with the first product, which became a real salvation for me. Product number 1, black chokeberry, aronia. This small dark berry is a real treasure for health. 30 years ago, my neighbor from St. Petersburg, a former nurse, once told me, "Elena, if you want your blood vessels to stay clean and your head clear, brew chokeberry." At first, I brushed it off. A berry is just a berry, but I decided to try. I poured a handful of dried chokeberries into a thermos, let it steep for a few hours, and drank half a glass a day, not daily, but regularly. After a month, I noticed something. My morning headaches disappeared, my hands stopped freezing, and my blood pressure, which used to jump up and down, became steady as a clock. My friend Anna Ivanovna, 72, complained of dizziness and cold fingers. Doctors told her it was just age. I gave her a jar of chokeberry and taught her how to brew it. 2 months later, she met me at the market and said, "Elena, I'm walking by the river again without fear of falling, and my hands are warm, even in frost." Why does chokeberry work so well? Because it contains anthocyanins, natural compounds that strengthen blood vessels and improve blood flow to the brain and eyes. Studies published on Health. RU confirm that anthocyanins reduce inflammation and protect the heart. And research in PMC notes that regular chokeberry use improves metabolism and even extends active life in older adults. My friend from Novosibirsk, Pyotr Sergeyevich, 68, started drinking chokeberry tea on my advice. A month later, he told me, "Doctor, now I wake up without heaviness in my head. I even started beating my son at chess again." Most people don't know that this berry works better than vascular pills. How to prepare? Take 1 tablespoon of dried chokeberry. Pour 200 milliliters of hot water in a thermos, and let it infuse for 2 to 3 hours. Drink half a glass a day like a compote. You can also add it to porridge or apple broth, but no sugar. Start with 1 teaspoon a day to check for allergies. Regularity matters more than quantity. If you already use chokeberry, write strength in the comments. If you plan to try it, write noted. Let's see how many of us choose health without pills. Product number 2, Ivan tea, willow herb. This herb, which our grandmothers brewed in large jars, brought me peace and sound sleep. In my youth, Ivan tea was common in the villages near Moscow. People drank it instead of black tea. It was softer and didn't cause anxiety. Then it was forgotten, unfairly. 20 years ago, I returned to it, and now I can't imagine an evening without a cup. I brew a pinch in 300 milliliters of water, infuse for 10 to 15 minutes, and drink it warm, sometimes with a few drops of chokeberry tea. After that, my body relaxes, my thoughts calm down, and sleep comes naturally, without waking up at night. My acquaintance from a Moscow library, Olga Petrovna, always complained, "By evening my heart races, anxiety rolls in, and I can't sleep. Pills tire me out." I gave her a thermos of Ivan tea and advised her to drink it instead of regular tea. A week later, she came back saying, "Elena, I finally fall asleep peacefully, like in my youth, without insomnia." You'll be surprised to know that this simple herb replaces sedatives, without addiction. Ivan tea is rich in antioxidants, vitamin C, and iron, which strengthen the immune system and fight inflammation. Studies on Health. RU confirm that it normalizes blood pressure, improves digestion, and elevates mood. while PMC highlights its anti-inflammatory properties, especially useful for the elderly. Another bonus, it helps with prostate issues in men, as noted in folk medicine and articles on Facebook. My patient from Kazan, Maria Vasilyevna, 65, suffered from stress and poor sleep. I advised her to drink Ivan tea with a spoon of natural honey. 2 weeks later she called. "Doctor, the anxiety is gone, and my mornings are energetic again." Many people don't realize this simple herb is a natural antidepressant for the nervous system. How to prepare? 1 teaspoon of dried herb per 300 milliliters of hot water. Steep under a lid for 10 to 15 minutes. Drink warm, not on an empty stomach, especially in the evening. For stress relief, add honey. Just 1 cup a day is enough. If you already drink Ivan tea, write calm in the comments. If you're planning to, write adding to evenings. Let's see how many of us value inner peace. Product number 3, buckwheat porridge. If you ask what I've eaten most often in my life, the answer is buckwheat. Not for diet, but because it's simple and reliable. After 60, I began to have problems with blood sugar, fatigue after meals, weakness, rapid heartbeat. My doctor advised me to watch my sugar levels. I cut out white bread and switched to morning buckwheat cooked in water, no salt, no butter. After 2 weeks, the sleepiness was gone. After a month, my sugar stabilized, my pressure dropped, and I had steady energy all day. My niece Tatiana from Moscow used to snack on the go. I told her, soak it overnight, cook it in the morning. A month later, she admitted, "Aunt Elena, my head feels clearer, and I still have energy for an evening walk." Many people don't realize buckwheat is a complete protein, better than meat for stable energy. It's rich in slow carbs, magnesium, iron, and fiber. According to Harvard Health, buckwheat fiber reduces cholesterol and controls blood sugar. PMC confirms its antidiabetic and hypotensive effects. It helps with hypertension and obesity. WEBMD also reports that regular buckwheat consumption lowers triglycerides and glucose. My patient from Vladivostok, Ivan Petrovich, 70, struggled with high sugar. After eating buckwheat regularly, his tests improved, and he said, "Doctor, I feel 10 years younger." How to cook? 1 cup of buckwheat to 2 cups of water, simmer 15 to 20 minutes. For easier digestion, soak overnight. Add chokeberry infusion or flaxseed oil after cooking. If you already eat buckwheat, write foundation. If not, write I'll add it. Let's see how many of us choose simplicity. Product number 4, seaweed, Lemonaria. I first tried it at 40 when I felt constant fatigue, cold hands, and loss of strength. My doctor tested my blood and said, "Your iodine level is low, add seafood." I don't like fish much, but seaweed was perfect, light and slightly salty. I add it to salads, porridge, or as a side dish. After 2 weeks, my hands were warm again, my energy returned, and my mind cleared up. My neighbor Rosa Andreevna from Moscow had lifelong weakness and brain fog. I advised her to eat seaweed every other day. A month later, she said, "Elena, it feels like someone turned on the light inside, my memory's better, and I'm no longer cold." Please, watch till the end. This is crucial for thyroid and blood vessel health. Seaweed isn't just a source of iodine. It's full of B vitamins, iron, magnesium, and fiber. According to WEBMD, iodine supports thyroid function, but don't overdo it. For older adults, 1 to 2 tablespoons a day are enough. PMC studies show it reduces cholesterol and helps fight obesity by boosting metabolism. My patient from Sochi, Vera Nikolaevna, 67, complained about forgetfulness. After adding seaweed, she said 3 weeks later, "Doctor, I remember everything now, and the fatigue is gone." How to use? Buy dried Lemonaria, soak in water for 2 hours, rinse, and add to salads with carrots or beets. Avoid canned ones with vinegar, only natural, no additives. If you already eat seaweed, write iodine. If you plan to, write adding. Let's see how many of us care for our health without pills. Product number 5, sauerkraut. Since childhood, I've known this cabbage. In our house, we fermented it in big jars with carrots and salt. No vinegar. We ate it with every meal. Later, I realized its living support for the whole body. At 70, I had digestive issues, bloating, heaviness, fatigue after meals. I started eating 1 tablespoon before eating. 2 weeks later, relief. A month later, digestion worked smoothly, appetite returned, mood stabilized. My neighbor Anna, 78, suffered after antibiotics. Her gut was upset. The doctor prescribed probiotics, but she forgot to buy them. I gave her my sauerkraut. Eat a little every day. A week later, she said, Elena, my stomach feels calm, my body light, and my soul at peace. You'll be surprised, it's better than pharmacy probiotics for your microbiome. Sauerkraut contains lactic acid bacteria that restore the intestines, strengthen immunity, and reduce inflammation. According to UC Davis, it protects against inflammatory bowel diseases. PMC confirms that it improves the microbiome, vitamin absorption, and reduces anxiety due to vitamin B6. 4 extra vitamin C, ferment it at home with carrots. My patient from Perm, Sergey Ivanovich, 75, suffered from bloating. After a month of eating a spoon daily, he said, Doctor, I finally eat without discomfort, and I feel more energetic. How to eat: 1 to 2 tablespoons before meals or in salads without mayonnaise. Make it at home: cabbage, carrots, and salt, that's it. If it's already in your fridge, write sour but right. If you're starting, write beginning with a spoon. Let's see who's ready for simple steps toward health. Conclusion. So, friends, we've covered 5 simple foods that can change your life, even after 50, 60, or 80. Chokeberry rejuvenates blood vessels, strengthens the heart, clears the mind. Ivan tea brings calm, improves sleep and digestion, no pills needed. Buckwheat is the foundation of lasting energy, stabilizing sugar and pressure. Seaweed nourishes the thyroid, restores clarity and warmth. Sauerkraut is a living probiotic that keeps your gut healthy and mood balanced. The amazing part? These foods are available to everyone, from small villages to big cities like Moscow or Yekaterinburg. Research from Harvard Health and PMC confirms, even after 80, simple dietary changes extend active life. No need for radical diets or fasting, just add these foods gradually and regularly, and you'll feel the difference. Many people don't realize that health doesn't depend on age, but on what we eat every day. Start small: a spoon of sauerkraut before lunch, a cup of Ivan tea in the evening, or a handful of chokeberries in your thermos. I've seen how my friends, Anna Ivanovna from St. Petersburg, Sergey Ivanovich from Perm, transformed simply by adding these foods. They didn't just feel better, they started living fully again, walking, reading, enjoying each day. You'll be surprised how these simple products can do more than a shelf of medicines if you give them a chance. Now it's your turn, my friends. If you found this video helpful, write 1 in the comments. If you think it's useless, write 0. Your feedback is the fuel that helps us move forward. And don't forget to share this video with your loved ones, it might change their lives. Like, subscribe, and click the bell so you don't miss new episodes. In the next video, we'll talk about how nutrition can help keep your joints flexible, even in later years. It'll be just as important, so don't miss it. Thank you for being with me today, and see you in the next episode.